Hey everybody, what's going on? Welcome to the Bonsaipopteam. This is the anime, video games, and I guess current events, whatever that fucking means to you. We talk about our lives and news. Also, hi, I'm
I'm
Mike.
Tyler. You nailed
I'm
that
your
intro. It
host.
was good.
There we go. There we
Best
go.
one
We
ever.
killed it. We killed it. Nobody's gonna click out of here. Um. So yeah. What's up, dude?
What's up?
Not
I just told
much.
you, but I'm waiting on a pumpkin spice latte because I have friends in town. We should
That's
get
right.
a.
Must
I don't know why we didn't think of it beforehand. We could have had Grant on here.
We could have. Well, I don't know. You don't have a mixer, so
That's
that
true.
would probably be
That's
difficult.
true.
I got a mixer. We could have like fucking 6 people on here, like with all different microphones. It'd be great.
Yeah, but
But
yeah, we got Grant Ball of the channel known as Treacicle is well, he's going and getting me a
and
coffee right now, but otherwise he's hanging out here for a week, which
yeah,
is very cool.
also he has his own channel too, Grant Ball, I
I think it's
believe,
just
right? Is
called
it Grant
Grant.
Ball?
I think it's just Grant.
Dude, that SEO.
Mm-hmm.
Mwah. It's good shit.
Nailing
It's
it.
good shit. We have sitting with us Alpha, Charles Associé, Cole, and Omni Penguin Mecha. What's up, guys? Thanks for hanging out. They are in the chat today. Not a whole lot going on, Tyler.
In terms of what? Like the
Anything?
world,
Like
you
there's
mean?
little yeah, like basically
Dude, that's fine. If
uh
nothing's happening in the world, I'm happy. You
mm,
know?
mm. Yeah, I mean there's been some like stupid shit. Obviously the Taliban is in control of Afghanistan again. just like it was
Like
when we went in.
20 years later.
Yeah. It's like, man, these Taliban guys causing a lot of problems. We should probably go in there and fix that. Then we went in, and then 20 years later, we're like, time to go. Taliban were like, all right, we'll take this back now. Thank you.
Yeah, thanks.
Fucking
Thanks,
dicks.
guys.
Yeah, so Afghanistan's not doing too hot. Not a lot of good, they treat women like shit out there.
Hmm.
It's just, I don't know. I've been like we were talking a little bit about what we've been up to before we started the podcast, and I've been doing a lot of like historical research and shit, and I just finished up um this podcast called Supernova in the East, which is it's by Dan Carlin. It's a hardcore history podcast. He's great. Um
Yeah.
he really is good from going from the macro to the micro,
Mm.
and like just kind of like, here's this big thing, but then here's like this situation, like from what it was on the ground, from sources, eyewitnesses, that kind of stuff. And like, it's crazy, right? Because a lot of us, we look at Japan and everything about Japan is just this magical wonderland of just weird oddities and cultural difference and all this stuff. But there's also like, man, World War II was a dark
Dark time. Yeah.
yeah, like literally everything. And the thing is too is that we have to remember that like there was a North Korea level uh brainwashing propaganda effort from the emperor and his loosely put together cabinet of politicians and war generals and
Right.
stuff like that. Like Japan has always had a fucking weird ass government. You know what I mean? Like even back in the Edo period, back in the Sengoku Jidai, like it's like there was the emperor,
Hmm.
and then there was all the other people who
Who
like
also ruled,
did
kinda.
everything. Yeah, well, the emperor just kind of sat around and like, I don't know, collected taxes maybe. Like I think he collected taxes from tax
Oh, yeah. I
collectors.
mean,
Like
he didn't go around collecting taxes. Like,
no. Well, what I mean is like each part of Japan, especially during the Jidai, was um owned or controlled by a fucking samurai warlord.
right.
You know what I mean? The word escapes me right now. It's fucking, I can't believe it.
Shogun? Is that what we're thinking of? Or
Yep, that's the
yeah,
one. Or shogunate.
Shogunate. Yeah.
I think, yeah, like the shogunate was the many shoguns put together
Right.
to
The
form the shogunate
plural
that
of shogun is shogunate, I think.
Yes. So I believe the shogunate collected taxes from their various areas and then probably gave some to the emperor, who at the time was in Kyoto, which I think went by another name, and then they moved it back to Edo, which then became Tokyo during the Edo period. Like, it's just like, again, who was in control is always kind of like confusing, and it was confusing during World War II as well. Like, nobody really fucking knew, but like everybody in Japan was being told one story, while the Japanese soldiers and officers were doing something totally different. Like like horrible things. There was this one. Trigger warning, I guess. There was this one story about this guy who I believe he was Chinese, right? They did awful things. Oh my god, dude, the shit that the Japanese did to the Chinese in World War II.
Oh, I mean,
like, we're talking like 200,000 civilians.
No, I know.
Murdered.
Like, it was like a massacre.
Well, that's just one massacre.
Yeah.
200,000 civilians. That's like almost our entire subscriber base.
Yeah.
Just blinked. Like, numbers you can't really fathom of people, but in this one instance, it was towards the end where Japan was really losing the war, because what happened was, with all of the Axis powers, was that they ran out of fucking fuel, and not just literal fuel, but they ran out of supplies, food, building materials, fucking weaponry, planes, machines, boats, all of it. They just ran out because they didn't have the major infrastructure that the Allies had. I mean, between Great Britain and all of its imperialist territories and America, we were a fucking machine, dude. Like we could, like, we started off the war behind.
Well, we
2
came
years
in
later,
late as fuck. Also,
well, yeah, yeah, and like, I mean, late, I guess, yeah, we were in there for about 4 or 5 years.
We came in
when I think,
well, Pearl Harbor was
41.
No, Pearl Harbor wasn't that early.
Yeah, I believe it was December 7th, 1941.
Wow, you got that
something like that.
Totally right.
Telling you, I'm learning things. but yeah, so but yeah, like, we came in, we had like we had immediately gotten fucked by Japan in the bombing of Pearl Harbor. Like, sank a bunch of our ships, blew up a bunch of our airplanes. Thankfully, they didn't get our aircraft carriers, which ended up being the most important thing in the Pacific War. Like, you've heard of Space Battleship Yamato, right?
Yeah.
Like, we're anime fans. That the Space Battleship Yamato is modeled after the battleship Yamato,
right,
which at the time, in fact, I think to this day, the Yamato is the greatest battleship that was ever made. Ever. It was like a fucking fortress on the sea. This thing had like 18.5-inch guns.
Jeez.
Which, like, could launch a car 20 miles. 20 fucking miles, dude. That's the kind of power that these fucking guns had.
That's terrifying.
Absolutely. But the ship became totally fucking useless because during the war, the Japanese themselves created this aircraft carrier warfare where it became all about the planes. And our planes fucking sucked at first. Our torpedoes were broken. Like, there is some ships that went back to Japan with undetonated torpedoes, like, stuck in them. because our torpedoes just didn't work. They either sank or they didn't blow up, or, whatever. It was ridiculous. But yeah, so this one story, the Japanese, like, they were just coming at this war from a different angle, like,
well, yeah,
they were fighting, yeah, but not even that, but like, it was from like a,
I'm sorry,
like, a
just
different
too
time.
easy.
I know. Like, they were coming at it from like almost a different era, where, like, back in the day, back in, Rome, for instance, when Caesar conquered the Gauls and the Celts, it was just, fucking kill them, kill all of them. Don't take prisoners. Just fucking kill everybody. Killing civilians, that was like a thing that people did back in the day. It's so long ago that we don't even think about it. Like, we don't even blink an eye, But Japan killing civilians the way that they did, killing themselves the way that they did, torturing people the way that they did, soldiers, like the night attacks, the sneak attacks, the infiltration attacks, like it was fucking crazy. So this, and all the beheadings and stuff, like they just were into cutting people's heads off, dude. They loved cutting people's heads off. Like there's actually like firsthand accounts of Japanese soldiers who were like, dude, if I didn't cut somebody's head off in over a week, I just didn't feel right.
That's terrifying.
Yeah. So this Chinese guy gets decapitated, right? Him and a bunch of other people, they're let out, and they're all let out to be decapitated, but they didn't do it good enough. So he's alive.
They didn't decapitate good enough.
Right.
That kind of seems like an all or nothing activity, Like,
yeah. He's
you don't
so this guy's alive.
decapitation.
He survived a decapitation from a samurai, from a fucking katana.
Jesus Christ.
And he's lying there with his head half cut off. And the Chinese have his pregnant wife, or the Japanese have his pregnant wife and all of their kids. Like 4 or 5 kids. And
before the age of Chinese restrictions on kids.
Yeah. So the Japanese murder all of his kids in front of him, right? Take the baby out of the mother's arm, throw it up in the air, and spear it on a bayonet.
Dude, I have coffee.
And
that's
then
fucking crazy. Grant, say hi.
And then stab the.
Hi, everybody.
That's Grant.
I just gave Tyler a pumpkin spice latte.
There we go.
He's
there you go.
The season.
And then they speared the mother through her pregnant stomach.
That's fucking.
And that's just
one story.
That's
one
awful story. That's one story, dude. Like, it's crazy. Like, it's crazy. And when the war was over, right? Like after the atomic bombs dropped, and that's the other thing that people don't like remember about the Pacific War, was that the atomic bombs were dropped after we bombed Tokyo. Like, we bombed the absolute fuck out of Tokyo with incendiaries. Not like nice incendiaries either.
What the fuck is a nice incendiary?
Gasoline.
Ah, I see.
Gasoline's a nice incendiary. We used napalm and phosphorus.
Right.
We took B-29s. We took like 330 B-29s in the middle of the night and flew them over Tokyo at about 5,000 feet, which, like, they're not meant for. These are high altitude bombers. And we cluster bombed with these incendiaries. And we created a firestorm, which was something that had only been seen in World War II. And it was something that only happened, like, in the perfect, quote unquote, depending on what side you are, like, scenario, right? So it's a little bit of weather, it's a little bit of, timing, it's a little bit of, dropping the right amount of shit. I mean, we dropped like tons and tons of incendiaries and burnt Tokyo to the ground, like 16 square miles. Like, not just like, we did a lot of fire damage. It's like, actually, people and buildings turned into fucking ash, complete ash. Like, you touch it and it's just because of how hot it got when the winds kicked up. And I mean, it's napalm. It doesn't stop burning.
Yeah.
Until, it burns out. Like, we used to make napalm when we were kids.
We used to make napalm as kids. No big deal.
You didn't make napalm?
No, I never made napalm as a kid, Mike.
You take gasoline and styrofoam and you just mix it together until it turns into like a jelly.
I know how to do it.
Yeah, and then you draw funny things in people's yards and light it on fire.
Yeah, you were a horrible child. We've established this multiple times throughout our podcasts.
Well, I guess you can't. I guess you can't really do that in California because you'll start like a like a fucking 300-mile wide fucking wildfire.
Yeah, you will,
But
especially now.
Out here, you just ruin people's lawns with like a penis, you know, squirting goo.
Burn
yeah,
somebody's
so-
lawn down with napalm. It was a fun afternoon.
No, you don't burn it down, right? Because it's so wet that the rest of the lawn doesn't catch on fire. Only the napalm part burns. So you can like draw things, right? But it's napalm, so it just burns for a really long time, and it totally kills the grass down to the root.
Yeah.
So whatever you drew stays there for like years until they like replant grass.
Cole, I haven't been to jail multiple times, only once. Okay, not multi-time jailbird, just once.
And I've never been to jail. I mean, I lived in a small
you're not
town.
missing
There was
out.
nothing else to do.
You're not missing out on
There was
anything.
nothing else to do except burn people's lawns, break mailboxes, throw bologna on people's cars. You ever done that?
No.
If you take a piece of bologna and you throw it on somebody's car and leave it there,
Mhm.
when they take the bologna off, the paint just comes too.
What is wrong with you? Also, what's wrong
We were
with
just-
bologna?
I don't know. It's got to be like Oscar Mayer bologna.
So it's got to be
Um,
fake bologna.
Yeah, I mean, whatever the fuck fake bologna is. It's like, I
Dude, we
don't
have
think you can
fake
more
cheese.
Well, yeah, I mean, that's like it's made with almonds,
So maybe fake bologna
Not-
is too.
not fish in the AC unit in the summer. No, because that would just be shitty for everybody. Like, what the best thing to do when you're in school is you take one of those glass stink bombs,
Mm-hmm.
right? So, like, the whole idea between the glass stink bombs, you throw it, the glass breaks, and it lets out the stink. Well, if you flush it down the toilet, the glass breaks in the sewer system, and the stink bomb leaks out through the entire facility, and they have to shut down school for the day. Yeah. We did that a few times.
Yeah, I'm sure you
That was
did.
good. That was good stuff. It's not easy to find those stink bombs anymore because that became such a problem.
Yeah, no shit. You're breaking glass to let out something smelly and horrible.
Really smelly and really horrible too.
Let's break glass to get out of school early.
Omni says, I think he means craft singles. That's fake cheese.
Yeah.
Is craft singles fake
Pretty-
cheese? I was
pretty sure.
thinking like almond cheese.
No,
and
I
shit
was
like
thinking
that.
of like Cheese Whiz.
Oh,
Yeah.
I see. Yeah. Have you ever had almond cheese?
No.
Or like, oh, wait, no, cashew cheese?
No.
I think it's cashew cheese. It's fucking like.
Why would I want
vegan
nuts
cheese.
that's
It's
cheese?
gross.
That's not cheese. That's just a lie.
That's what I'm saying. It's just, I don't know. It's not good.
There's a
not
lot
very
of
good.
products that say that there's something that are all just lies.
Yeah, it's funny how that's like an American
Yeah.
ass thing.
Tofu,
You know what I mean?
dude.
Like, people
it's
in other-
turkey that's tofu. No, it's just tofu.
Yeah, it's just
It's
tofu.
just tofu.
like,
Look, we have
Do you like
turkey
tofu?
bacon. Nope, that's called turkey. Like,
it's called fried turkey.
yeah. Like,
Like if you take any kind of fucking turkey and fry it, it'll taste a little bit like bacon. Like that's just the way that it fucking goes.
French fries aren't French.
No?
No. Nothing makes
Really?
sense anymore. Why is Canadian bacon Canadian bacon?
Well, it is Canadian. I mean,
It's ham. It's
It's
fucking
not-
ham, dude.
I don't know about that. I don't know. Is Canadian bacon just ham?
Yeah. I think so.
I mean, isn't bacon just ham?
Canadian bacon. Hold on. Canadian bacon. It
Isn't prosciutto just ham?
is prosciutto just no, it's ham in a flavored water. That's what Cole said. No, I don't mean the fucking movie Google, you piece of shit. Dude, when
I'm pretty sure-
you type in Canadian bacon, this is the fucking image that pops up. That's ham.
No, that's Lunchables, dude.
That's fucking ham. Look at this. That's ham. Fucking
Center cut
Canadian
pork
bacon.
loin.
Oh, it's bullshit.
Well, isn't ham pig ass? That's what the ham is, right? Like a ham cut is
What
pig butt.
is ham?
What are
What are
hams?
hams? What is
What
and
is
are
ham?
Ham is pork cut from a leg cut.
Yeah, so
Back
ass.
and leg. Here we go. Hold up. I got the whole thing for us here.
Here we go. We're gonna learn something
Here we go.
today.
Here's a pig.
Yeah, that's the
Yeah,
ass.
it's the ass and leg. Side, spare
Okay.
rib, loin.
So the
All
loin
I'm
is the
saying
back
here
meat?
is where the fuck is A, bacon, and B, Canadian ham? Or Canadian bacon. Where's
What?
Canadian bacon on this?
So I like how they have to point to the foot and say foot.
That is pretty great.
So, Omni
oh, here we
says
go. I found a
that.
better one. This one has like
Omni
all the
says that
different
bacon
types
is-
of stuff on it.
Okay, yeah. So Omni was saying that bacon is like a pork belly cut, which I guess makes sense. That's why there's so much fat. on
Yeah,
it.
bacon is in the side section with spare ribs and belly.
I like how the upper shoulder area is called Boston butt.
Yeah, I don't. I guess Boston people have their butts on their shoulders. That makes sense. I still don't
Yeah.
even see on this fucking thing that has all this shit on it. I don't see Canadian bacon. Canadian
Probably
bacon is a
is.
lie.
Yeah,
That's all. That's all I gotta say on the matter. Canadian bacon is a lie.
but it's delicious. It's a delicious lie.
It's not as delicious as bacon.
I don't know.
Bacon is
I
better.
don't know. It's pretty good.
Bacon is better.
than Canadian bacon.
Yes.
I don't-
All right,
I
here's
guess it depends on what
here's
you're in the
how
mood for.
pigs work. Okay, I say this as a qualified Jewish person. This is how pigs work. Bacon is the best because it's delicious. Then
Mhm,
pork
mhm.
belly, then ribs, then everything else.
Bacon is pork belly.
Yeah, but I mean like the specific. If you get like pork belly, whatever that meat, whatever
Mhm.
pork belly is considered when they serve it as pork belly, is the best.
Mhm.
Like
You don't like pork loins?
no,
Dude,
no,
pork
I
loin
like
is
I like
fucking
pork
awesome.
loin. Don't get me wrong. Okay, I got a great pork loin recipe. Here's all you got to do. It's fucking stupid easy. You listening, listeners? Because I'm gonna teach you how to make something right here. Get 2 pork loins. You put them in a pan. You cook them on one side. You cook them on the other side. I don't know, 5 minutes each. Throw some salt and pepper on them. Then you take some heavy cream. Put it in take the pork loins out. Put the heavy cream in. Throw Parmesan cheese in with the heavy cream. You're gonna make a sauce out of that. And then you throw in some mushrooms and some spinach. And then you throw some red pepper on top, and that's your sauce. And then you throw the pork back in, and that's your meal. It's fucking delicious. Okay.
I got a pork loin meal for you too. You take a pork loin
Mm-hmm.
or 2, however many you want,
You cook it and eat it.
in like 2 things of Stubbs barbecue sauce. You throw it in a pressure cooker until it falls apart,
Mm.
and then you eat that.
Pressure cookers are great, man. I have an Instant Pot
Dude,
or Instapot,
pulled pork.
whatever.
Dude, Instapots are so good.
Instapots
But pulled
are
pork is, like,
pretty OP. Like somebody was
you
like,
take frozen chicken and you can cook it in like 20
yeah,
minutes.
somebody was like, you know how a crock pot is cool but takes forever? What if we made it not take forever? And
Yeah.
people are like, that's a great idea.
And somehow nobody's blown themselves up.
They're pretty fucking safe. Like, because the shit locks so that you can't be an idiot.
Yeah, but people are like, you are underestimating the stupidity of people.
But like,
I really feel like somebody would be like, why isn't it opening? And then try to open it and then fucking
but
like all of a sudden the lid just
the cap locks on when there's too much pressure, so that you can't open it. That's the like it's a safety.
See, I've never
mechanism.
tried.
Yeah, because you're not stupid. But but
Like,
but basically
least I'm not
the
that
cap
dumb.
like locks on until it senses that there's not until it senses that it won't blow you up, I guess.
Yeah.
You know? And
Yeah,
then
until
it
the pressure
unlocks.
releases.
Yeah.
I wonder what would happen. Say we get invaded,
By
okay? The Norwegians.
Okay.
Right?
Mhm.
The Norwegians start parachuting into
wanna give us
American
universal
territory
healthcare.
onto the
Uh-huh.
coasts. Yeah. Yeah, they're here to liberate us from whatever.
from the oppression of hospital bills. Dude, I fucking
Yeah.
hold up. Quick aside. I saw the best fucking meme. It's in the next video, but it's just it's a picture of Walter White and Jesse Pinkman from Breaking Bad. And on the top, it just says, Americans have a show where a guy starts making meth to pay his hospital bills. That's all you need to know about the American healthcare system.
Yeah, dude. It's not great.
Yeah.
But yeah, so we're invaded by the Norwegians, but we don't want their kind of freedom. We want Americans' freedom, so we're fighting back,
Freedom
right?
to pay and be in debt.
Yeah. Yeah, we fuck the free healthcare, right? Healthcare is not a right. It's something that you earn by being successful and going to college and getting married and having a kid and getting a full-time job
And
with your
not
degree
getting sick or having any complications in your life ever.
Yeah, and working 40 hours a week. You must work 40 to 60 hours a week in order to earn healthcare so that you can survive horrible diseases. Don't you know? Don't you know, rest of the world, who's doing better? Who's doing these communist things? God damn it. Anyway, so Norwegians are storming into your house, right? Mm-hmm. But you're already prepared. You got your pressure cooker on as high as it'll go, or your Instapot as high as it'll go, right? Mm-hmm. And you have your goddamn American right handgun. Healthcare is not a right. Handguns, that's different.
All Americans get a handgun at birth. Yeah.
Yeah. So you shoot your Instapot.
With your handgun?
Does it explode? Yeah, with your American handgun. Does it explode? I bet you it explodes. I bet you that could. I bet you that could kill some people.
I'm pretty sure that Instant Pots are not bulletproof.
No, somebody needs to do this.
They might be bullet resistant.
Yeah,
like
somebody needs to do this experiment. Get like a 60-foot extension cord, grounded, please. And
dude, let's
go out into somewhere safe.
No. Let's we got connections. We can probably somehow get a hold of the slow-mo guys. I feel like they could do this.
Oh, to blow up an Instapot?
Yeah, in slow-mo.
Yeah, that'd be cool.
Right? That's a fucking great video idea.
I want to see that.
Yo,
and they'll do it safe.
Dan and Gavin, great idea. Fucking Instant Pot blow up with a handgun.
How big does an Instapot explode? That's what I want to know. You know what I mean?
Yeah, dude, they'll fill the Instant Pot with like a bunch of like
barbecue sauce.
No. Well, they'll put in like colored shit, you know, so it explodes into a rainbow.
Yeah, like
that'd
what
be
could
dope,
you put
actually. That would actually be a great video.
What could you put in the Instapot that would make it explode more?
That would make it explode more.
Yeah. I mean, M80s or something like that, obviously, but something that would create some kind of gas that would...
What if you filled it with handguns? Or what if you filled it with hand grenades?
With more handguns?
With hand grenades.
Well, yeah, but like, you know, the whole idea is to...
Oh, Cole nailed it. Pop-Tarts, dude. What if we filled it with Pop-Tarts? It's a great idea.
Yeah. That would be a great idea.
I love it.
Because they would liquefy, you know, at that heat.
Ooh, what are those, okay, you know the things that they have at parties that, like, you spray them and like, the string comes out of it? You know what I'm talking about?
Silly string?
Silly string, yeah, that. What if you threw a bunch of those in there? So that way when you shot it, hopefully those explode.
I don't think that you would need to shoot it for that to explode. Because I think the pressure
itself would make
anyway.
It explode.
Yeah, like if you filled a Instapot with a bunch of Axe.
Okay. What if, okay, here's an idea, right? You get the biggest Instapot they have, right? And then you Russian doll it with a smaller Instant Pot. And inside the smaller Instant Pot, you put the silly string.
Well, how are you going to turn the smaller Instapot on inside of the bigger Instapot?
Well, you have it on before you put it
pressure.
Before you put it in.
So you pressurize the smaller Instapot with silly string in it?
Yeah.
See, that wouldn't work because that would explode because the silly string is pressurized.
Right.
So the pressure from the Instapot...
So the silly string explodes inside the smaller one, right? But it's contained still because it's in a smaller Instant Pot.
I don't think so. I think that would blow the Instapot up.
Can we name this episode Silly String Instant Pot Explosion?
How to blow up an how to become a domestic terrorist. the podcast. You know, we actually almost got in trouble for domestic terrorism when we were kids, because there was this stuff called the Works that you could buy at Walmart. I think you can still buy it. But it's a toilet bowl cleaner, and if you mix it with tin foil, it creates hydrogen gas. Right?
That's safe.
So if you put, yeah. Well, so there's many great things that you can do with this, right? So like if you put it in a water bottle and then put a balloon on top, you can fill up the balloon with the hydrogen gas and then like tie a wick to it, and then hydrogen is very light, so it floats up really fast. So you tie a wick to it, you light the wick, you let it go, and boom, you get a 40-foot fucking fireball in the sky. It's fucking cool. But cool. Yeah, but if you screw the lid back on whatever bottle you have this shit in, it will explode. It's not like a fiery explosion. It's just the pressure makes it explode. We used to do it with vitamin water bottles.
Right.
It makes a big explosion, right? So like a loud one. Nothing. It's not too terribly violent, right? This is plastic.
Its bark is worse than its bite.
Far worse. But one day we were hanging out in town, and what's that? Clean out sulfuric acid drain opener.
Cole just messaged us saying that you can buy this at Walmart. And it's a sulfuric acid drain opener. That seems... I was about to say, that seems dangerous. At the bottom it says, danger, poison, cause severe burns. Harmful or fatal if swallowed. Keep out of reach of children. Must read
$5.
Entire back panel before use.
It's $5. Well, okay, so here's the thing, right? Like, yeah, that would be great for like liquefying a body in your bathtub, but you'd have to buy so much that the FBI would be on you so quick. Like, you know what I mean? Like, there's definitely people watching those transactions. But anyway, so we made a Works bomb out of a vitamin water bottle and put it in a public trash can in town, and it exploded and scared the fucking shit out of a bunch of people, and they all called the cops, and the cops came. They saw that the trash can was like blown up on the inside, and then they were looking for these quote unquote domestic terrorists who like blew up a trash can. It's like we didn't really blow it up. We just like blew up the bag on the inside, made somebody else's life a little bit difficult that day, but whatever. That was back in
Mike's domestic terrorist days.
That was back when I was like 14. I'm bored. There's nothing to do out here.
I hear you. I can tell because you did way too much bullshit.
Like running from the cops used to be like a game that we'd play.
Dude,
you know what I mean?
Really hope that Shabes listens to this podcast too, because I feel like he got off easy on the last one.
That's true.
We only talked about R. Kelly.
Yeah. That's right.
For those of you who don't know what we're talking about, Shabes is the guy who does the Anitube Digest on YouTube, and every so often he'll cover one of our videos. And last time he listened to the podcast and covered it because we asked for feedback, which we were not expecting.
Yeah.
And he liked it, which was really cool. He actually gave us a really solid review and thought that we worked really well together and stuff. But I think that was also one of our tamer podcasts.
Yeah, I believe so. Yeah. Yeah.
So I want to know what he thinks about the Instant Pot explosions.
I don't know if he listened to. I don't remember if he listened to the R. Kelly one or the year anniversary episode.
Oh, it might have been that one. I'm not sure either.
Regardless, they were both pretty tame.
Yeah.
We weren't talking about being invaded by the Norwegians or making sarcastic jokes about freedom and healthcare. Okay, like obviously, and handguns. God damn. Have you ever considered getting a handgun?
Not even once.
Never. You never considered it.
So I've shot a handgun and I've shot a shotgun before when I was like 18 or 19.
Really?
And I shot them each like we went to like a firing range. My friend Toby owned some guns at the time. He was in the army.
Oh, Toby.
Yeah.
I see.
So does that explain it for you?
Yeah, that explains everything. That's all I needed.
So I've shot guns for like an hour or something like that, and I was like,
Mhm.
that's all I need ever. I
Yeah.
didn't really enjoy it. I didn't like how it felt, and I have no interest in owning one.
Did it? I mean, what was it? What was it like? Was the kickback like scary or something?
I mean, not scary. I mean, you can definitely feel it. You know, it's more than you expect initially, I would say.
Right. More than you expect.
Yeah.
Interesting. I've never shot a gun.
Like I don't remember for sure because again, we're talking like what I'm 30 now, so that was 12 years ago or something.
Yeah.
But
I feel like it's something you remember.
not that well. I have pictures of it though. I can probably pull them up.
No, nah, it's fine.
No.
Don't do that to yourself.
Why not?
Don't do that to you. Because like you don't want it. Like you don't want to be that guy with the fucking pictures of himself with a gun.
You
being
can't.
I have a.
I
got a
it's
gun.
with my back
Look at me
turned.
with my.
You can't even tell it's me. Really.
Look at me with my big penis and my gun.
Also,
My
it's
big
like,
penis and my
it's
gun.
very obvious that like we're at a firing range. You know.
Mm-hmm. Well, that's where they always take the pictures. You know, they got like the gun pointed up in the air and their sunglasses on, the earmuffs on.
Here. So
Like,
like for example, this is one of the pictures.
Oh, that's a cool gun.
See? Yeah.
You're shooting like a what is that? Is that a 45?
Dude, I don't remember. So I have that, and then I have that's the shotgun.
I see.
But that's it.
Oh my God, Naru, do you want to be on the podcast or what? I tried to put you on my lap, but you're just sitting behind me going meow. Anyway, yeah, either a 45 or a 357. Yeah, so like I've considered getting a handgun, just in case. You know what I mean? Just in case something happened. But then there's also the fact that like if you have a handgun and you have it in a responsible place, like if somebody breaks into your fucking house, there's nothing that you can't get that fucking gun and load it fast enough. You know what I mean? Like
yeah, you would have to have it already loaded and shit. I mean, I'm sure there's some people who could, but like, I'm not gonna fucking train myself to do that. There's nothing in my house worth fucking stealing.
My buddy Jared is a Marine, and like a combat expert. Like he's in what the fuck is his school? Shidorio or something like that. Like some kind of crazy Japanese jujitsu. He was a Marine. He was a sniper. Like he's had all the training and everything like that. And he literally like put on Facebook. He was like, I don't keep a gun in my house. He's like, first of all, I have a kid, but second of all, I know for a fact that even if it was unless it was next to my bed and loaded, if somebody came into my house, I wouldn't be able to get the gun fast enough. That's just a fact. So it's like the only reason to have a gun is if you're carrying it on you at all fucking times.
Right. Omni says the level of locks that you need would normally take you 5 minutes to get it ready to shoot. Like,
yeah, exactly. And having a loaded gun with the safety off in your house is a horrible idea.
Yeah, and like, you know, I got no problem with people shooting guns for sport, like target practice and stuff like that. You know. I can understand the appeal. Like I don't like shooting guns. I love going doing archery. I think that's fun as fuck, you know? And it's the same general idea. You can still kill somebody with a fucking bow and arrow.
And it's the news.
Oh, horrid shit! Oh my god! Son of a bitch! Oh my god!
Yeah, that actually just happened.
Wait, really?
Yeah, too soon, Ty. I think it actually was in Norway.
Oh no! This is why they invade.
It was in Norway or like one of those one of those like cold ass countries. Somebody like went into town with a bow and arrow and like killed like 7 people.
Holy shit!
And it was like they admitted that it was like an act of terror.
That's crazy.
It's been on the news, dude. It's been yeah. Somebody like it's that's such a weird. You know, because guns aren't allowed in those countries. I'm pretty sure, you know? So, like, somebody comes in with a fucking bow and they're just like, pow, 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 you know, just like fucking killing people with a bow. It's almost like, in a sick way,
Mm-hmm.
it's almost kind of badass. You know what I mean? Like, could you imagine? Like, I can't imagine somebody in America, like, just going out into the streets of, I don't know.
Well, it sounds like it would be something out of a movie. You know,
Right.
like
Yeah,
I get
exactly.
what you're saying in that respect. Obviously, it's not
Yeah.
fucking badass. It's a horrible thing. But I understand
Yeah.
the idea that somebody went like into a
Just
town
went ham with a bow.
Like, is this fucking Skyrim? Like, were you getting
Yeah,
like sneak like ×3 fucking damage? You know, like
Yeah, it's fucking crazy. It's crazy, right? Like, and all I can imagine is this dude like running into town, like doing like a ninja slide roll.
That's
and, like,
definitely not how it happened. Have
No,
you
no,
seen,
probably
like
not.
advanced bows though, like advanced
Mhm.
composite bows that have like fucking
Yeah.
5 different scopes on them and shit. Like,
Yeah,
they're
they're
insane.
they're crazy, dude. A bow and arrow is one hell of a weapon.
Well,
You know what I
especially
mean?
with the
Like-
technological advancements that we have now, you know, where you actually have like a means of like targeting with like a crosshair and shit.
Yeah, it's not. I would imagine it's not nice to be shot by a bow because it doesn't have the same velocity as a gun, but it's also a lot more like punch to it. Like, I
Mhm.
bet you one of those compound bows can like lift you off your feet if you get hit by it. You know,
Probably.
like there's a lot of pressure behind that, and then the arrow itself is pretty fucking heavy, and then, you know, depending on what the tip of the arrow is like, yikes.
Look
You
at
know
this
what I mean?
thing,
Like one of
dude.
those like
Look at this fucking. Look at these bows. That looks like a steampunk
that's-
bow. You know
Yeah,
what
it
I mean?
does.
Like,
yeah.
and that's under $300 at fucking Walmart. Like, bow technology fascinates me.
And you don't need a license, I don't think, to get
I
one.
highly doubt you do.
I don't think you need any kind of permit to go and get a bow. And yeah, like if you're good enough with a bow, you can do some fucking damage.
Apparently,
So,
somebody
maybe
did.
we should get-
That's
Yeah,
horrifying.
it is. It is. I don't know what's more horrifying, if he was like doing like the ninja shit, you know what I mean? Or
Mhm.
if he was just slowly walking through town notching arrows, you know what I mean? And just like letting them fucking fly.
I'm gonna tell you right now, he wasn't doing ninja shit.
Are you sure? I don't know. I gotta look up the we're memeing on this too hard.
Yes.
Bow and arrow, Norway. It was Norway. Okay, so
Oh.
it was a Danish man suspected of killing 5 people and injuring 3 in an attack in the southern town of I'm gonna say this wrong, but it looks like it's spelled Kongsberg. May have been used stabbing weapons and massacre along with the bow and arrow. Okay. When it comes to weapons, we previously stated that bow and arrow has been used. Other weapons may have been used are stabbing weapons. We don't want to go out with what kind of stabbing weapons were used, as all witnesses at the scene haven't been questioned yet. Okay. Yeah, man with bow and arrow kills 5 people in Norway.
Jesus Christ.
Yeah.
That's crazy. But,
yeah.
but I mean, there are still people who like hunt with a bow and arrow. Like, that's still something that people do, you know? Not
Yeah,
a lot,
yeah.
obviously, but like, I would assume that it's probably more popular outside of the US because guns are far less popular.
Well, especially in somewhere like Norway where, you know, you're primarily hunting elk,
Right.
I would assume,
Mm-hmm.
you know? So yeah, you killed 5 people in the deadliest attack in Norway in a decade.
Wow.
And I don't know if he's dead, but yeah, it's natural to consider if it's a terror event, blah, blah, blah. Anyway, the thing is like, I'm pretty sure it's Norway. It might be Norway and Sweden,
Mhm.
but like the jails out there are not mean. They're not mean jails.
Well, no,
just get to
there's
chill.
rehabilitation jails. Like, they actually try to rehabilitate people for society.
Yeah, which is crazy in a cool way, almost.
Well, it's crazy
Almost.
in like a way that like maybe their government actually cares about their people and tries to better the general population.
Yeah, for sure. But then there's
That's
also
crazy.
the idea that like, yeah, I mean, it's definitely better than our fucked system where we just like
Well, yeah,
sardine
well,
people
because it's
into
not-
prison.
It's not fucking it's not jail for profit, you know? Like,
Mm-hmm.
which ours is. Like, we have a massive fucking jail problem because people make money off of jails. Which
Yeah.
blows my fucking mind.
Yeah, like you can like privately own a jail, right? Like a hospital.
Probably. It wouldn't
You know,
surprise me.
I'm pretty sure you can. I'm pretty sure you can build a jail and be like, this is my jail. And then, you know, the government can like use you like a subcontractor.
Yeah.
Or something like that.
Private prisons in the United States, 100%.
Yeah. Okay. There you go. Yeah. That's fucking ridiculous. Yep. It's crazy. And the thing is that like, because of the way our capitalist society works, oh no, Mike said capitalism, everybody duck and cover. But yeah, because of the way that our capitalist system works, it's like people who go to jail go back to jail. Because after they get out of jail, they can't get a fucking job. Because like, you know what I mean? It's just, it's fucked up. It's fucked up. Like, and, you know what they do? They treat people differently. Like I got caught stealing one time and I got sent to court and the judge was just like, I was like, look, man, I've never done anything wrong in my life. Like this was just a stupid mistake. You know, I'm super sorry about it. And he was like, fine, $400 community and 25 hours of community service. Boom. If I was somebody else, probably would have gotten something on my record.
Yeah,
they wiped it.
I had to do something similar to get my record expunged as well. I think I've talked about it before, but I had to go to theft therapy, which
oh yeah, for the bike
that
you
the
didn't
bike
even
that I didn't steal. Yeah.
Yes. Also, the cock warlock has appeared. What's up, dude? But yeah, so you know. And yeah, so clean record. And, you know, I always told myself, I was like, if I ever get caught, I'm never doing it again. And I haven't stolen a thing since.
Yeah.
I was like 21, I think, when that happened. And it was embarrassing. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
It was here I am, like an adult getting caught, like stealing a case for my iPad at Walmart.
I will never steal a bike again. And I never have stolen a bike.
But you have gone to jail for it.
I have gone to jail for it.
That's so unfortunate.
It was. It really was.
Oh my God.
But I mean, it's okay. I was able to pay off the fines by selling weed. So
there you go. Hell yeah.
Hey, you want to talk about anime?
In a sec. I wanted to bring up a series of tweets.
Okay, cool.
Really
I just want to make sure we stay on. Since I have people over right now, I'm trying to keep us on like the hour and a half schedule. That's all.
Yeah,
for the audience, so that they know.
So, one of our buddies, Super Eye Patch Wolf, tweeted out today. He's seeing more and more about online influencer courses. He says, I don't think any good can come from a person spending large parts of their life trying to get internet famous. The idea that there is a quote unquote way to get internet fame is a lie. There is not. There never will be. There's thousands of different factors, 99.9% of which will be out of your control. You don't take anyone claiming to have cracked the YouTube algorithm about as seriously as someone selling healing energy crystals, as in don't. It is robots making up random rules that are designed to change constantly. What works now will stop working. Don't make videos for algorithms. Make videos because you enjoy making them. If you're passionate about something, be it games, knitting, vlogging, making short films, whatever. I like how he put knitting in there.
Yeah, that's great.
Whatever.
I really hope that Eye Patch Wolf knits.
And you want to make a video on it, that's awesome, and you totally should. He goes on and on and on. End quote.
Yeah, I've seen those courses too. I get recommended that shit all the time.
Right. So then Gaijin Goomba, another one of our buddies, quote retweeted it and said, people claiming they can teach you to be popular and interesting shows the epicenter problem of my generation, which is our generation. We're all about the same age. We were told growing up that we're special, and adulthood showed us that we're not. This is just an insidious way to exploit that, unquote. And then I took it and quote retweeted it, and I said, also, wanting to be popular and interesting is fucking gross, and it leads to the worst kind of entertainers. Like, if your goal is to become an influencer, then you're probably sick in the fucking head and should seek therapy. Any decent entertainer loathes the corporate shit, which that's kind of my take on it. Like the idea, and sure, point fingers, call me a hypocrite, whatever. Like, my plan was never to be an influencer, right? Like, I think that's a dirty, nasty word. I don't like the word influencer because it immediately puts into my mind that you're manipulating
Yeah,
people.
totally agree. 100% agree. It makes me feel like, oh, people think that you have some level of control over your audience.
Mm-hmm.
Which is,
And that's gross.
yeah, and it's part of the reason why we're so fucking, picky about our sponsors, is because, like, if we're gonna promote something, it better be fucking good.
It better be something that we would use.
It better be something that we would use or do use, or that we think our audience would really like. Which is why Figurama has been so great, because it's like, we know that most people can't buy Figurama collector statues because they're fucking expensive, you know?
Yep.
But we also know the people that do, some of them watch our channel and they can get a discount on it. And that's a great fucking sponsorship for us, you know?
Yeah. And not only that, but note that we never say, go do this or go buy this. It's always, if you want to, if you can, if this is interesting, you know, like, to you,
yeah, it's like,
here's a discount from us.
Yeah,
you know what I mean?
And our stuff is also very honest too. It's like, they are the best statues you will see. We have not found a single company that makes better statues than Figurama collectors, and they are a once in a lifetime opportunity because they don't make their statues again.
And if you want to get one that has sold out, you are going to pay triple.
Yeah, it's true.
Which is a lot.
We've
like
tried talking to them about, like, we tried talking to them about maybe doing a sponsorship where they give us statues instead because they're so expensive. And I love their Vasta Stampede statue so much. They don't have them anymore. They can't give me one. And if I wanted to get one online, it would cost double to triple what it originally cost. Like,
yeah. Somewhere about $2,500.
Probably, yeah.
Well, that's what Casey told me.
Oh, okay. So yeah.
So that's what's going for on eBay.
Dude,
so yeah,
that is a better buy than the stock market. Like, just buy a Figurama statue, and then in 2 years you can fucking sell it for double the triple the price.
Yeah, exactly. It's especially if you get one of their super limited ones, like the Dorohedoro one, where it was only like 800 something copies.
That's most of them, honestly.
Yeah, so is what it is. Especially if there's like some kind of renaissance or a season 2, that comes out, and people are like, oh, and the idea comes back. I have always been a proponent of hard goods, my friend. Hard goods that increase in value over time. Live in your piggy bank. Make sure it's fireproof or that you have insurance. Because if you have insurance and everything that you own, dude, like oh my God, like I've seen some miraculous shit happen through fucking homeowners insurance. Like when I was a kid, my friend Derek's house burned down. It was an electrical fire. It was not anybody's fault. It was not set. But like, these guys lived in a fucking, I wouldn't call it a shit shack, but it was a pretty low end house, They ended up with like a 3-story house with a fucking chandelier and those drawers that like don't slam. Like even if you try to slam them, they go whoosh, and then they hit the spot and they're like, and then they close, dude. Like, basement,
that's the rich
attic.
person drawer. Like,
yeah, dude, that's
tell
what I'm
somebody's
talking
wealth
about.
by how loud their drawers are.
Yeah, well, they literally have pressurizers that stop it from fucking slamming. Yeah. It's fucking awesome. So yeah, like I'm a proponent of living in your piggy bank, and then burning it down, and tripling your fucking your what is it? It's your it's not how much money you have. It's your
liquid assets.
Liquid assets, but what's the entirety? Net worth. Your net worth. Everything you own is included in your net worth. So,
also, I'm just going to say very clearly, we do not condone insurance fraud.
Yeah, no, don't. Definitely don't do that.
Just want to put that out there.
Yeah, unless you have a bulletproof way of doing it.
But even then, we don't condone it, and don't tell us about it because we don't want to.
I would never tell you to commit insurance fraud. But if I was to tell you in a hypothetical situation,
oh my God, are you doing a fucking OJ book right now?
It would have to be a bulletproof scheme, okay? Because insurance fraud will get you fucking.
You will go to jail for a long time.
Yeah, because insurance companies work with the government.
Yep.
Because they're fucking scum.
Yep.
For the most part.
Yep.
I mean, here we go again, all the way around in a circle. Fucking like in Massachusetts, for instance, you have to have car insurance. Explain that one to me. How's that freedom?
I mean, that's most places, honestly.
Yeah, well, I think Massachusetts was one of the first places to implement that. Whereas, like, in order to drive legally, you have to have car insurance.
Yeah.
What the fuck is that? What the fuck is that about? Like, how do we not have the autonomy to drive without car insurance? Especially when the insurance companies are fucking evil.
Well,
dude.
yeah, I mean, what happened?
Like Progressive,
was probably some insurance companies lobbied the government and gave a bunch of money to whatever senator, congressman, whatever, got a law passed that means that you have to do it, and they made back their money in a fucking 3 months because everybody had
3 minutes.
Yeah, exactly. I mean, it's stupid, but like that's how our government works. It's bullshit.
Yeah,
our government runs on favors.
It's monetary favors.
Yeah, I'll give you $500,000, twice your fucking annual salary, and you make sure and you oppose this law, and then you'll still get reelected anyway because the incumbent gets reelected like 80% of the fucking time.
Speaking of shit laws, the abortion law in Texas is still live. But people are getting more and more pissed off.
Good.
I think the government, as a whole, is getting more pissed off about it, and people are trying to fight it. So
good.
Hopefully, it won't last much longer. It just like that's the thing. That's the fucking thing, is abusing the freedoms. Okay, abusing the system. Like that's the problem with all this fucking quote unquote freedom. Like, I don't have a problem with liberty, right? I don't have a problem with people, being free speech. It's great. The like rights and stuff like that. But like when you abuse that in order to take freedom away in the name of freedom, like what the fuck is that? What the fuck? Like, you have the freedom to take away freedom? That's not freedom. Like, it's so fucking hypocritical. It's so fucking hypocritical.
Alpha wants to know what the overall reception on that abortion law is, even amongst Republicans.
I think the Trumpers are all about it.
Yeah, I would agree with that.
And the moderates are against it, and then I think all the way over to the left is against it.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like, you have to remember that there are Republicans and then there are Trumpers. And like the Trumpers are a different kind of Republicans. I mean, like, okay, so I watched this whole documentary on the alt-right. And apparently, Tyler, this is something I didn't know.
Oh boy.
Is that there is 3 levels of alt-right politics. There's alt-light, alt-right, and then
like the ultra
Nazis.
Yeah,
right. So the alt-light are okay with the gays.
I'm just saying, if you are even 2 steps away from being a Nazi, you're too close to being a Nazi.
Exactly. But so what this documentary did is it followed some people from Antifa and some people from the alt-right all the way until the massacre in Charleston, South Carolina, or wherever that was. Remember the car, the person that like rammed all those people?
Yeah.
So it followed them until that, and basically like, these documentary guys like sat in the car with like, one of the main leaders of the alt-right, and like basically their idea, okay, is that America cannot possibly work. It cannot possibly continue to function with the difference, with all of these different races and all of these different religions and all of these different ideologies. America will not and won't work that way. so what they want to do, right? Like their idea is not to like cleanse America of other races and whatnot. They want to carve America into pieces. Which is funny because, like, you know, as somebody who is left leaning, I think you and I have had that conversation where like just give you know the coasts their own country and then make the middle like for a bunch of assholes. But that's actually
we actually have had that conversation. Yeah,
yeah, that's actually what the alt-right wants to do.
Listen, if they want to take the middle of the country, that's fine.
They literally do.
They can have it all except for Wyoming.
Yeah. Wyoming will be the border.
Every border will have a giant fucking cannon
for the assholes to shoot them back into.
To shoot them back.
But yeah,
to shoot them into the sun. But yeah,
they have a whole map. They have a whole map of how they're going to carve up the United States.
Here's the problem,
after
though.
The revolution.
Our government isn't good with maps. You know why? Because gerrymandering's a thing. You can't trust the government to carve something up. Have you seen Africa?
Well, this is post-government. This is post-America. This is post-revolution.
What?
Right.
The real question is, what would you call each piece? I think that's the most important part.
They have a map.
Yeah,
dude.
I understand, but I'm not going to let the fucking alt-right name where I live.
Hate map, Southern Poverty Law Center. Here we go. Oh, the SPLC, by the way, is a great way to
have a good one.
Figure out later, man. But yeah, oh my god,
we got to get onto gaming and anime. By the way,
I know we do. This is crazy though. Okay, so the SPLC is the Southern Poverty Law Center, and this is they track hate groups, members of hate groups, all sorts of stuff. These guys were in the documentary. Apparently, there's a fuck ton of hate groups in Connecticut, New Jersey. Pennsylvania, that's no surprise. New Jersey has 16 hate groups. Massachusetts has 12. They're all out in Boston except for the Nation of Islam.
What?
Has 2 chapters, and they're in Dorchester and Springfield.
The Nation of Islam is a hate group?
Since its founding in 1930, the Nation of Islam has grown into one of the wealthiest and best-known organizations in Black America. Its theology of innate Black superiority over whites and the deeply racist, anti-Semitic, and anti-LGBT rhetoric of its leaders have earned the Nation of Islam a prominent position in the ranks of organized hate.
Interesting. What a fucking name for a hate group. Like,
right?
It's a little fucked.
Yeah. Well, I mean, that's the thing, is like all these hate groups are Act for America. I don't even.
It's like that. For anybody who ever watched Parks and Rec, and they had that group called the Reasonableists.
Yeah. Here's one
that thought that they were gonna be like fucking everybody on the planet was gonna die because a volcano mouthed dragon from space or something was gonna destroy the planet.
There's a hate group called Israelite School of Universal Practical Knowledge.
Oh my god.
In Boston. What I can't get a
see, this is
general hate.
This is the problem, right? Is that when you're a kid and you watch TV and shit, like if you watch SpongeBob, like people were part of like the evil group where like every villain is Lemons or whatever it was. You know?
Yeah.
Like they in shows they make it very obvious who the villains are because they have a name that sounds evil. That doesn't happen in real life. Nobody's gonna be like the I fucking hate everyone group.
Yeah, no, it doesn't work like that because you have to have people that you don't hate so that when you get them all together and you finally get your shit together, then you can start sectioning off the population even more.
But they really do want the middle of the state, the white American Republic.
Yeah, that's what they want to call it. So everything from Idaho and I believe that's Utah, next to Nevada, right? Yeah. Idaho and Utah all the way over through Virginia, is including Michigan or Minnesota, but not including Michigan and upper portions of Ohio and stuff, is all the white American Republic down to Arizona, New Mexico, Texas, like Mississippi and shit like that. So everything left of Idaho is called the state of Cascadia.
I actually think that's a pretty cool name. What the fuck is state of Aztlan? What the it's like middle to southern
it says
California, all the way over to just into the western part of Texas.
So the state of Aztlan and the White American Republic are nationalist countries for blacks, whites, and Hispanic Latinos. Only Latinos. Hispanic/Latinos. Each of these successor states will have ethnic minorities, but state policy will be to favor the dominant ethnic group and promote emigration of minorities to non-nationalist American republics. So the state of Cascadia is they're all multicultural, in quotations, successor states to the United States of America, and quote unquote business as usual will continue in these countries, but with a regionalist focus. So the state of Cascadia is Northern California, most of Nevada, Oregon, and Washington. United States of the Atlantic, which looks like Michigan, Northern Ohio, Northern Indiana, all the way up through Maine, including New Jersey and northern parts of like West Virginia and Delaware, is we're getting there. It's the leftist United States of the Atlantic will probably send a lot of foreign aid to the African American Republic, which
oh my god, dude.
Which
this is
the
fucked.
The United States of the Atlantic is split by the White American Republic, like I said, down into South Carolina, which is South Carolina. It's like a swoop of South Carolina, Northern Florida, a lot of Alabama, Mississippi, and Louisiana. And that is the African American Republic, which that's not a lot of land. And it's not a lot of good land. Like, it's really
everything
fucked up.
about this is fucked.
Yeah,
Apparently,
Greater Texas,
Alaska, and Hawaii are evacuated provinces. Well, I don't know.
And then Floridian Republic. What is the Floridian Republic? This I have to.
I mean, it's just Florida.
Nobody wants Florida.
Like,
not even the alt-right wants fucking like, Florida.
It's literally just Florida.
Yeah, because I was wrong, because Florida is not included in the African American Republic.
No,
it's Georgia.
It's just its own thing.
Georgia, Alabama, part of Arkansas, maybe part of Tennessee, up through like North Carolina.
Doesn't Ant Dude live in Florida?
Yes, he does.
What is he doing?
He's a New Yorker, though. I don't know. He just lives down. I think his family moved down there, when he was a kid. I cannot find this Florida Republic.
All right,
like the explanation.
But seriously, we gotta move on to other stuff.
Okay. All right. Okay. Yeah. So, fuck the alt-right.
Yeah. Well, I mean, duh.
Tyler, how was your anime week?
Thank you for waking me up.
What a great segue, dude.
Thank you.
I've been watching a shitload of anime to get ahead for our channel. But primarily, like, the last week, all I've watched is Monster. I'm like 55 episodes in, I think. So I'm getting towards the end. Yeah, it's 74 episodes total.
Right
and fuck, man,
how you liking
that
it?
show is excellent.
Yeah.
I love it. It is one of my favorite anime I think I've ever watched.
Damn, that's saying
yeah,
something. Especially because it's so different from your other favorite anime.
But I really like it.
Awesome.
It's very interesting. It's there is no fucking filler in this show. Like, it is just it just keeps going, and it's drama and story and like and this struggle between, losing your humanity and sacrificing yourself for everybody else, and
Weird post Berlin Wall German politics.
yeah, weird post Berlin Wall German politics, weird fucking why do the Germans, any show that has Germans has to have Nazis? I have 2 notes written down about this show that I messaged you earlier. I don't know if you saw them.
I did. They were funny.
But I have 2 notes written down, and one is German Nazis really took the PC Master Race thing too far, and apparently all Turks have mustaches. Those are my 2 notes about Monster so far.
Yeah.
It's just like there's this section where like they save like a Turkish area in Germany, and every single Turkish person has a mustache. Everyone.
Yep. I've gotten to that part in the manga, at least.
And it's just like, wow, is that the only way you can tell them apart? Like that's the only way to show it.
Yeah, because the white supremacist group was going to burn down the Turkish part of the neighborhood in
Correct.
some city.
Yeah.
I can't remember what city it was.
I don't remember if that was
in
in Dusseldorf or Dusseldorf.
Might have been in Dusseldorf. It might have been in Dusseldorf.
But it's a super interesting anime. You know, it keeps adding new characters every so often, but they're added in really well, and they actually serve a purpose. And there's not a single character in the show that gets like left out. You know, like. For those of you who haven't seen it, the main character is a brilliant neurologist. Exact, right?
Well,
he's a neurosurgeon.
He's a neurosurgeon.
Yeah. And at the beginning of the show, he has a fiance that he's gonna end up marrying, and pretty quickly they end up no longer being engaged.
Yeah, basically, like he's like the neurosurgeon with the heart of gold.
Yeah,
right.
yeah.
So like, he gets real caught up in like hospital politics.
Yes. Yeah.
I'm assuming that Germany has some kind of similar capitalist medical system, like we do, or they did at the time.
Mm-hmm.
Hey, it was good hanging out, Alpha.
But
appreciate you hanging in.
Like she's in the show at the very beginning, and then they break up, and then she's sort of out of it, and then she comes back, and she's super fucking important later on. And
oh yeah, she's a nut.
Yeah,
too.
but it's like you won't see her for like fucking 10, 15 episodes, and then she's back. You know, like it really seems like, and I can't remember the creator's name right now, but. It seems like he really had the entire thing fucking planned out from the get-go.
Isn't it Tezuka? What's the monster? I think it's Osamu Tezuka? No. That's I'm so sorry. Manga. There we go. It is
Urasawa.
Naoki Urasawa.
Yeah, that was it.
Yeah. Naoki Urasawa.
But like,
sorry.
It's very, very interesting. I keep having like, what I've been doing is I'll edit a minute and then I'll watch an episode, and that's how I've been like breaking up my time, you know?
Nice.
Over the last day, and it's like, it's hard to stop watching, you know? It's one of those shows that I have no problem. I will wake up at 10 a.m. and I will watch it until fucking 2 a.m. Like,
damn.
Like I'll just have it on straight. And it's there's not many shows I can do that with, and normally if I can do that, it's a mindless show like Seven Deadly Sins, you know, where it's like I don't have to fucking pay attention to it. This show is just it almost has like a Breaking Bad sort of feel to it, you know. And it has the
he literally does kind of break bad.
Yeah, and it has that sort of Twilight. Like 1 foot in the light, 1 foot in the dark of Black Lagoon, you know, and that struggle in there. I really like. I think we're gonna have a really good time making a video on it.
Yeah, it's also kind of it almost has a little bit of a feel of like a European City Hunter too. You know what I mean?
Yeah, it's like an action drama, like. And suspenseful, fucking, it's really good. I've really been enjoying it.
Yeah, it's like a really long, in-depth, very cool Silence of the Lambs. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like, to a degree, at least, where like the main villain is like this, you know, spider webs everywhere, psychopath.
But yet he's nowhere. Also, you know,
yeah,
like
yeah. It's super wild.
it's really wild.
Yeah. Have you had a chance to check anything else out?
No, that's all I've watched in the last week is just like 50 plus episodes of Monster.
Hell yeah. Yeah. Yeah, I've been reading the manga when I can. I do have to finish it. But my last week was just completely wrapped up in Mononoke, like
oh yeah,
the
obviously I
anime.
watched Mononoke as well. Totally forgot
Right.
about that. Yeah.
Yeah, that anime is, you know, we figured we'd do like 2 easier videos. And by easy I mean like it's just an anime, you know, like we don't have to go ripping through a manga, we don't have to, you know, none of that stuff.
Right.
Right?
Our original plan for this month was we knew we were gonna have Star Wars Visions at the beginning because we wanted to be part of that anthology, and then we're like, okay, let's see if we can get out 3 Hellmouth episodes. So we were gonna do Mononoke, Bloodsea, and then Monster was gonna be a real big one right at the end, you know? And we were like, it's gonna be a big month with 4 fucking videos, but we can probably do it. Mononoke is only 12 episodes. Bloodsea isn't that big if we just cover the episodes and nothing else. And then Monster will be our like real big one. I think Mononoke is gonna be harder than any of the others.
Yeah, Mononoke, man, the best way for me to describe Mononoke as a piece of entertainment is it is fucking stacked. It is stacks upon stacks upon stacks of layers upon layers upon layers of subtlety and art and history and mythology, and it's like and then on top of that there's like, you know, there's the intrigue, there's the actual shit that happens in the show, which for the most part we don't really spoil too much. Like we spoil one because it's 5 stories in 12 episodes, so it's like the ones that were really important and the ones that were really confusing are the ones that we dove into, I think, the most. And we were able to kind of figure out who and what the main character is, and that also is like layers upon layers of shit. Like this is history that dates all the way back to 92 BC in China and goes all the way through the Meiji period, which is like, you know, 19 something to like around the 1930s. You know, the story begins in the Edo period and then ends or stops, I guess, in like 1927 when the first subways are being built in Japan. And it's like, it's just fucking wacky, dude. It is a wacky, it's crazy.
It's gonna be one of those episodes where I guarantee you we're gonna have people being like, you missed this, you missed this. No, we didn't miss it. There's too much to put into a script. Like, it's one of those ones where we kind of had to pick and choose what we wanted to talk about, because if we tried to talk about everything, it would be like a fucking frame by frame breakdown for 12 goddamn episodes.
And like, even with the main, not necessarily the main point being about like, you know, who is the medicine seller, but like, even with that being kind of like the big like reveal of the video, we still had to go off in many directions in order to even get to that.
I don't think we started talking about the plot until the 4th page of the script.
Something like that. Yeah, you know, there's so much beforehand knowledge that you need to have about Japan and its various time periods, and its, you know, like how this art came about and why it was this way, and, you know, like you know, the idea of a Mononoke, which is confusing in and of itself because there's aspects to it that like we just don't have in Western society. We don't have the concept of a living spirit that is at the same time you, but also separate from you. Like it's like an astral projection that has its own motivations and own consciousness that exists apart from you, but was split from you because of this. It's called the Ikiryo, and it's like, it's a wild thing. So like, if you're a Westerner and you're watching Mononoke, like even if you're well versed in Japanese like mythology, culture, and history, it's again, I watched it and I was like, what the fuck, like what does like how is she living, dead, and a Mononoke? Is she living? Is she dead? Like, how is she Mononoke?
In doing the research to find out will put you in such a deep rabbit hole that you forget what you were even looking up in the first place.
Oh,
like,
yeah.
You will go from, like, okay, so she's this. But then that means, but then there's another term in that fucking description that you don't know. So you have to look up what that means. And then, like, it is just, like, it's a fucking rabbit hole. And like, I think our video is going to come out well.
Yeah.
But I was not expecting this to be as hard as it is.
Right.
Even to
Yeah,
edit, it's
either.
like we typically try pretty hard not to put like generic footage in our stuff, like B-roll stuff. We try to use anime as much as possible. There's just no fucking way in this one. Like, I have to use generic stuff. We're talking about spirits. We're talking about Japan. We're talking about different periods, the Edo period, the Heian period. We're talking about so much stuff outside of the show itself that, like, half of my of what I've edited so far isn't the show.
Yeah. Yep. Now, so to give you an idea of how intricate this show is. Okay, so in the Nue story, they bring up the Genji Monogatari. And the original print that was made back in the Heian period was a folded work, which is called concertina or orihon, right? The main instrument of the OP is a fucking concertina. That accordion sounding shit in the beginning is a concertina. So they used a concertina for a work that would have been printed in the concertina style,
right?
Of a folded, accordion like, set of papers. Then there's also, where is it? There's one thing that like it's like I actually like put in like this whole like mind blow thing. I used like emerald. It's like bam, bam, bam. So where is it? I'm looking at it. I'm looking at it. Hold on, Tyler, fill the air.
Oh man, air filling. Shit. What else can I talk about? Hey, dude, have you ever? Well, wait, you have laundry in your own place, don't you?
Well, I have coin-operated laundry machines. And there's a national coin shortage, so we don't.
So it's a shared thing. What is the protocol if somebody forgets their laundry in the dryer?
Take it out and put it on top.
I feel weird doing that. I didn't do laundry for a full day because somebody forgot their laundry for 24 hours.
Really?
Yeah, I didn't know what to do. Yeah. I checked like every couple hours or so and it was still there, and I just said, fuck it, I'm not touching their shit. I don't know who this is. What if it's like, somebody else's fucking like underwear pile or something? I don't want to deal with that. So I felt weird about touching somebody else's laundry, and it fucked me up for an entire day.
I usually just take it out and put it on top of the dryer. You know what I mean?
It feels awkward to me. Like, they'll know that somebody else touched their clothes. I don't want to touch people's clothes that I don't know. I really want to touch my own clothes.
I mean, that's fair. Fuck, dude. I'm trying to find this revelation.
Is it in the script somewhere?
It is in the script, but it has to do with the books that were written in the Heian
Was it like actually in the script or?
Yeah.
Because then just totally. Control find the book, whatever one you're.
I can't remember the name of the book. It's like Ryu fucking something.
I think I know.
Shmoofy doofy.
Shmoofy doofy,
huh? Yeah, and you think it would be underlined as like something that's not a real word because they're not taking it.
Well, what's the other one? Montenegro? What is it?
Monogatari
Mone.
or Monogatari. Rokujo, Lady Rokujo. Okay.
So there's the Genjioku. There's. The OP is
It's in my section.
Tina.
Here we go. Okay. All right. Here we are. All right. So we bring up Inari, right? Inari is a good guy / girl / fox, and was first modernly written about in the Ryuji Kokushi in 892 AD, the book that chronologizes the Rikokushi we spoke of earlier, which holds within it the Nihon Koku, aka the first written record of Mononoke. So like all these fucking books are like splintered into each other and shit like that. You know what I mean? It's like there is so much behind the scenes fucking work that was done to really bring Mononoke home. You know, it's just fucking ridiculous.
It might be the most like all culturally all encompassing anime I've ever seen.
Yeah.
You know, like
And it's all done in kabuki style.
Yeah.
With ukiyo-e fucking artwork, and it's like this trippy, ridiculous. There's so much. It's
awesome.
Anyway,
I mean, like it was cool while watching it, but like now that like you've done research on it and we have the script on it, I appreciate it way more. And I think that's what a lot of people are going to get out of the video, is that they're going to be like, wow, like I thought it was cool and all, but like holy shit.
It's
when you know how much is actually put into it, it becomes exponentially more impressive.
Mm-hmm. Oh yeah, it's a majorly impressive work of art. You'll see. And then the only other thing besides like all the Japanese history books, like I don't know if you saw on stream yesterday, like all the Japanese history books I had to buy, but
no, I wasn't there for that.
I think I got like 7. I don't know.
Anyway, by the way, Mike's been streaming twitch.tv/bonsai_pop.
Yep. We're doing that more regularly because we need footage for the Bonsai podcast on YouTube, because it's on YouTube again.
Yeah.
We're doing that. But it'll be different. There isn't going to be any music on YouTube. We keep getting copyright claimed for it, so we're just going to do it chill. But anyway, I started reading Gantz. So everybody's been like, you gotta do Gantz, you gotta do it. So I finally picked up the omnibuses right now for Gantz.
Nice.
Are on sale on Amazon. So you can get volume omnibus 1 through 5 for $105.
Not bad.
That's a lot.
Yeah.
That's like I think they're like 3 volumes each, so that's 15 volumes for $105. That's not bad.
It's not bad at all.
But then 6 is totally sold out. So you can get 7. I think 7 is a pre-order, but 6 is gone because there's this manga shortage that's driving me up a fucking wall. Anyway, so I started reading Gantz, and Gantz is super weird, dude. It is really fucking weird, and there's already there's so much titties going on in it, like, and bush. There's bush, but they blur out a dick. Like I don't get it. Again, hentai is weird.
Dude, bush is fine.
Where it's like,
I mean, like you can be a bush in Fortnite, you know, but you can't be a dick in Fortnite. You know what I mean?
That's true. Yeah. So basically, what I know of Gantz so far, I made it through. I think just the first, Tankobon. Is the main character seems like he's a fucking dick. He's just this kid who's first year high school. Him and his friend. Or a kid he used to be friends with, die.
Okay.
And are all of a sudden alive and are like transported into this room with a bunch of strangers. Like 2 of the guys are like Yakuza dudes. There's like a math teacher. There's a fucking dog. And then there's some, I don't know, like really pretty boy prick in there. And like, they're all trying to figure out what's going on. There's this big black orb in the middle of this room. They can't get out. They can't touch the walls or anything like that. And then this chick like shows up, and you know, while she's being transported in, it's like from the feet up, right? So you can like see their organs and shit. And she comes in, she gets transported there butt naked. She tried to kill herself or had killed herself in the bathtub. And then the Yakuza guy like immediately takes her back into the back room, tries to fucking force her to give him a blowjob, and then the dudes who used to be his friend beats that guy up. Anyway, so then they're told that there's fucking aliens and given weapons and then sent out. They're transported back out into Tokyo or whatever, and they have to like hunt down this alien, and they all think they're on this fucking TV show or something like that. And then they find this alien, and then they kill it, and then turns out maybe that was a baby alien. Now the big alien is mad, and that's all I know so far. So
Okay.
Oh, and they can't travel outside of a certain distance, or they have some chip in their brain and it'll explode.
Okay.
Fucking, it's wild, dude. It's wild. It's really wild. So I'm gonna keep reading it.
Yeah.
Maybe we'll do a Gantz video in December or something like that.
Yeah, we'll see.
I don't know. We'll see, because it's gonna be, or maybe it'll be a February 3-year anniversary. We're in year 2, right? No, we're in year 3
This is year 3, I think.
of Bonsai
I
Pop.
think.
This is year 3. Oh my god. We've really been doing this for 3 years.
Yeah.
Holy shit. Let me I'm gonna double check that.
No, that sounds right. But we gotta hurry this
Yeah,
up
'cause
if we're gonna do
2000
gaming.
Right, 2019.
'Cause-
Yeah, I don't have anything else anime or manga
Okay.
related to talk about.
Just because I wanted to hop
So-
off 2 minutes ago.
Okay, fair enough. All right, let's quickly talk about gaming.
Yeah. You playing any games
Just-
besides Metroid?
Yeah. So I got Monkey Ball.
Oh, right.
Monkey Ball is Monkey Ball, but this one's great. It has a lot of stuff to do. I'm currently stuck on a level and it's really pissing me off. Apparently the physics have changed slightly and it's really bothering people, but I haven't played Monkey Ball 2 on my GameCube in a really long time, so I have nothing really to say about that. I have been playing Cotton, which is fucking fun as fuck. It is it's a cute 'em up, and it's gotten a reboot on Switch. So it's Fantastic Night Dreams Cotton. It was a cult hit in Japan like way back in the day, and it's really fucking good. I played through the campaign on Twitch. I've been playing Raiden 5, which is another shoot 'em up. The Raiden games are really good. And I've been playing Demon's Tilt Pinball, which is fucking awesome. Like
I did
love
see that you were
pinball.
playing that. I feel, who showed you that on Twitter?
Fucking Alex Fasciani.
There we go.
Yeah, Alex Fasciani showed me that on Twitter. I mean, he wasn't deliberately showing it to me.
I just
but,
remember that you replied to that being like, that looks awesome.
Yeah, it really did, and it is awesome. It's super addicting too. And then so yeah, I've been playing that, and then Nintendo. I got really pissed off at Nintendo.
Yep.
And started ranting about it on Twitter, and then I got in an argument with Pokekels, who is Alex Fasciani's fiance. I don't know if they got married yet, but she's been a longtime friend of the channel, and me, honestly. She's great. She's awesome. We met up with her at E3 2 years ago, I think, and got some pizza with her and Ted.
I think it might have been 3 years.
2019.
Well, we did that thing with Ted. That was one of our early videos. So 3 years.
Yeah. Well, it's 2 years. So it says that we released ReZero 2 years ago.
Yeah, but what's the date on
So
it?
it'll be 3 years. What's the date on it? Oh gosh.
So we're almost to our 3rd year anniversary.
Yes.
Gotcha.
Yes. Yeah. Because the date on it is motherfucking
It should be like March.
February
20
23rd,
Oh,
2019.
February.
Yeah.
Cool.
Yep. Yeah. So Nintendo has revealed their plus package for their month or their subscription to Nintendo Online, which you need to play any game online on Nintendo. So the original prices are still there. You can get your regular, Nintendo Switch Online subscription. Family plan's like $40. The regular plan is like $20. The family plan is the best thing to do because it allows you to get 8 people in there, right?
yeah,
So
it's way
if you
better.
can find 8 friends, $40 is $5 a piece. Let's be honest, in my opinion at least, I'm gonna be honest, I think Nintendo Switch Online fucking
It
sucks.
does.
Yeah, like there are some good Super Nintendo games on there, NES games, whatever, I take them and leave them. But like their net code is shit. Like their servers are shit. Playing Nintendo anything over the internet is usually pretty shit.
Mhm.
Like Mario Kart can be okay, some stuff, but like I mean Mario Golf
Fucking,
was just a wreck.
The only thing that's been really good on the Switch Online is Monster Hunter. That's it.
Mm-hmm.
And it's not
Yeah.
Nintendo, it's Capcom. Like,
Yeah, exactly. So now their Plus bundle comes with the N64 games and Sega Genesis games and a pretty cool Animal Crossing thing if you're really into Animal Crossing. But it's like for me personally, I own 90% of those N64 games on the Nintendo 64 and other consoles
Mhm.
already. The Sega Genesis games I already own on the fucking Switch because they've all been out for, years at this point. And it's like $80 fucking for the family plan and $50 for the fucking personal
yeah,
plan
it's a shitty fucking deal. Like, it's just bad.
for games you don't own.
Yeah. And for I'll just never use it, dude. The only thing I use the Switch Online for is Monster Hunter. That's it. I don't give a fuck about the
Yeah.
rest of it.
Yeah.
Completely.
And I mean,
worthless.
again, if you can get 8 friends together, $10 is not bad a piece for, all the extra stuff. But, and they will obviously be adding new stuff to N64
Sure.
and yada yada. GameCube's still behind lock and key. What the fuck?
Yep.
Why?
Yep.
I don't,
Mhm,
like, and again, they're going to start adding stuff to the N64 one, after it comes out. So I'm interested to see what they're going to add in because there's games that I would like to play. And Genesis, I guess, I don't know.
I stand firm on the idea that the Switch is a great console for basically everything that's not Nintendo. Like,
Yeah.
I fucking love my Switch for indie games. It was awesome playing Monster Hunter on Switch and having that on the go. The new Metroid is fucking excellent. But that's not even made by Nintendo, right? That's made by a third party.
Yeah, it was Liquid
The
something.
best games that Nintendo has put out on their own console was Mario Odyssey and Zelda.
Breath of the Wild,
The first 2 fucking things they did, and I haven't given a shit about anything else they put on it.
Yeah. Like even Smash Brothers, like I got both
Dude,
DLC packs
I
and
stopped playing Smash Brothers
like-
within a month.
Yeah. Yeah, it was like it was different enough to fuck me
Mhm.
up. And I just never got over that curve. I don't know why. And it just wasn't really fun. Like I like going in and playing every once in a while with like Kazuya or Ryu or, like the fighting game characters. Terry, I love Terry. Terry's super awesome. But it's like, a lot of people are super excited that Sora is the last DLC character from Kingdom Hearts. I couldn't give a fuck less. Like, if it wasn't Waluigi, I was going to be pissed one way or another. But there were so many other characters, in my opinion. Like, I'm just not a Kingdom Hearts guy.
Yep.
Kingdom Hearts, when it came out, when I was in middle school, it was like one of those games that like all the edgy like Hot Topic nerds fucking went to, like the ones that like didn't go to Hot Topic to buy.
I've
like,
never
a cool
played a
band
Kingdom
shirt.
Hearts game.
They're not bad games, but it is a aborted fetus of
Don't
fucking
interest me though.
Yeah, like, well, you don't like Final Fantasy either, really, do you?
I've never played through a full Final Fantasy game.
Dude, 15 is so good. 15 is
If
fucking
I've heard that if I was going to
good.
play one, I should try 15 and see if I like it.
You should try 15.
Yeah.
That Yeah, I loved 15 Cock Warlock.
but
Like I thought 15 was amazing.
but like I've tried 7. You know, I've tried 9.
7 7 is in that 7 is in that like it was great for the time, but now going back to it, it's difficult. Like if you want to play a great old school Final Fantasy 6 is definitely the way to go, because it was still on the Super Nintendo. So you know, like sometimes in Final Fantasy 7 in the original,
I've
it's
just,
like
I just don't think Final Fantasy is my is my series, you know. I think I could really get into Fire Emblem if I tried. Like I really like Three Houses. I played through that game multiple times, you know.
Yeah. Well, there is Final Fantasy Tactics. It's the same
but
thing.
Also, I really didn't like. I don't like the combat for Final Fantasy.
Like the turn-based combat?
And like the timed turn-based stuff.
Yeah, you can turn that off.
Yeah.
If you want to.
But I don't know. I just don't like that. It didn't feel right. I feel like the game's meant.
Yeah, it's hard.
I feel like the game's meant to be played with it, you know. So turning it off feels like I'm taking away a main concept of the game. And if I just don't like the concept of the game,
I can't stand the active time battle.
I'm not.
I never liked that. It was too much. It was too much stress to like flip through that many menus to like do that. So Cole says he didn't really like 15. Cock Warlock said it was pretty good, but he didn't like the ending. Combat was really great. So the combat in Final Fantasy 15 is like hack and slash, but also with like you can kind of pause it to like do spells and shit.
Right.
It was really cool. For me, Final Fantasy 15 was like this really awesome like epic joyride with your. It was very nostalgic for me for some reason. It just like had this like the intro, the opening where, you know, basically the idea is the main character is a prince and he's, you know, getting ready to rule his country, and he's on one last joyride with his buddies before everybody has to part ways. And while he's doing that, the kingdom is attacked and everything goes to shit. So he, you know, the first scene is they're driving in the car. That's one of the things is like there's this car that you take everywhere. And you can kind of like pimp it out too. It's really cool. And while you're in it, you can listen to like old tracks from all the old Final Fantasy games. It's great. But anyway, so the car stalls, you know, in the middle of the desert, and then they start pushing it. And while they are pushing it, this really great rendition of Stand By Me starts playing. And it is like the most beautiful opening to a game that is just kind of about brotherhood, you know? Devin fucking hated it. She hated watching it. She was like, this is just a stupid boys game for stupid fucking boys. Like, I was like, I don't know, man. Like, I think everybody could enjoy it, but like, she definitely thinks it's a stupid boys game for stupid boys. I don't know.
Well, I might try Final Fantasy 15 at some point. It's not on my list of like to-dos though.
That's fair.
But
so what have you been playing?
I haven't played anything in the past week.
Tyler's got to go, guys.
I told Mike before we started, I was like, I want to do an hour and a half because I have work to do. I have people here. I haven't eaten yet. I have so many reasons. And throughout the entire thing, I was like, we gotta stay on schedule. I don't want to go for 2 hours today, Mike.
It's like podcasting with Arlo right now. Like, you know, I really don't. I only have a certain amount of time. No, it's fine. I have stuff that I need to do as well. So, everybody, thank you so much for listening to this lovely rendition of the Bonsai Podcast. I have been Mike. That has been Tyler. We are Bonsai Pop. Sorry, you should check us out on YouTube if you haven't yet. And definitely check out the Patreon and social media. Just Google us. We're there. And you guys are awesome. Thanks, Charles, Cole, Cock Warlock, Omni Penguin, Alpha, And everybody else who I may or may not have mentioned for being here, and thanks to our Patreon for supporting the show. We will see you next time.
Bye, everyone.
Bye, everybody.